Hello viewers, I am back again today with Dishonored, and we are following Samuel up to meet his teammates here. See what they got in mind for me. Did I mention he walked really slow?
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
Even after 6 months in cold
We can continue this later, Lord Pennington. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits Park.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability to fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
Sounds good. I like you guys. Who's that? Who are you? Wait, who's this guy? I didn't meet this guy. Move! Out of my way. Fine, I'll go meet Piero, then I'll meet that guy.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear, all custom work. For you, I will create the tools of the master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is running out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
Where did I... Oh. It just disappeared.
Perfect. Now plug it in. Just get it near.
That scared me.
Perfect. Thank you, Cole.
You're welcome.
See? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face. But this mask will mean terror to you. But just hold still, fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally?
No.
Some lens out of alignment. There. Better now?
No.
I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for
That's
valuables,
better.
and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Yes, let's have a look. I need sleep bolts. That I do. What's that? Nope, I don't want that. Allows you to rewire circuitry and turn security systems to your advantage. Alright. Buy 2 of those. And that's good. That's good for now.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
Why, thank you for the advice. I'd like to look around for a while before I lay down.
Very well. You know best. Let me know if you need anything more.
Alright. It doesn't seem difficult. What were they talking about? A second solution. Excerpt from a series of newspaper articles from prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's Exceler over my own formula. So does Piero's Remedy, a name I did not choose, if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal, if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because the strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it, with its the blood of those so afflicted, and is nearly perfect. Elegant, in fact. And while it is true that Piero's Remedy and Sokolov's Exceler are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties, not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit, and it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest, for you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on brute animal body, is a cross goo better suited for livestock. Crass, no cross. The subtle and secret variants in the key ingredients making up Piero's Remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. Piero, no, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metals and crystal? Shh. King Sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the Academy everything you needed was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly, but this is my bar, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, Exceler, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve of your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the odd crap you seem to need. Admiral Havelock. Alrighty then. He seems pleasant. Ooh, nothing. That's boring. Oopsies. It wasn't me. I'm taking your map, by the way. So I put my weapons away. Oh, there we go. Dead counter responsibilities. Excerpt from a manual on new City Watch procedures. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will refer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for a test and, if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of Exceler at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. Failed experiments. Excerpt from a series of lectures on natural philosophy by Piero Joplin. Of course I have attempted to improve upon Solokov's designs. Of course. And why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We are all part of a community, striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he has cast over his aristocracy. aristocracy. I don't know. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back or in your social clubs or in any of the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Solokov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. Whale vivisection, except from the notes of a natural philosopher aboard a whaling ship. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. I suck at reading. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tibia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length. I estimated she weighed 35 tons, and the ship sat low, rocking us side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the massive tentacles around her mouth. Within, I found a row upon row of teeth and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Well, oil processing. It's reading time, story time. Excerpt from the founder of the Greaves Whale House by Ebenezer Greaves. Out at sea, they secured the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven to the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up to the chute. They moan and bellow for some time at the men and get them onto the deck, then lift them into their scaffolding overhead. The ships adjust its prow and return to port in Dunwall, where the crew works at the great creature slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives. Give me that. Oh Jesus, she scared me, dude. Whale oil refilling station. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly. For once. Why did I take that exactly?
My break with the Academy was explosive. I had to rebuild
That's cool.
from scratch, but so much the better. I was sick of using tools made
Who
by
cares?
You've met Piero. Good. You'll want to get some rest now. You'll be needed soon.
I will tell myself what I want to do. Thank you very much. Should I decide I want to take a nap, I will take a nap. I would not, however, do it on your request.
Lord Pendleton's servant, Wallace, awaits you upstairs. He can show you to your chamber. Sleep well. Have you lost your mind?
Shut up. Stop telling me what to do.
Is the man dangerous?
Yes, very much so. Let me see the word that I must.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay. If the Admiral trusts him, then so will I.
Do you have a problem, miss?
The Admiral served in the Navy under the Empress. But something happened with the Lord Regent
Please follow
that
me.
drove the... Oh. If I...
She's a jerk. She doesn't even trust me.
Pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord.
Stop talking. I want to listen.
Back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boat. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which, Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
That was boring. Bye. A Gaffer's Tale Volume 2. Excerpt from the travel around of... wait, what? Excerpt from the travel journal of a whaler in his final years. A Gaffer's Tale Volume 2, or A Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the Isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime, but it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every part of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you can imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandicia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be spared by ugly, weather-scarred men who'd knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the... Wait. There's no key to do with this. Is there? No. My tongue forgot the message of small chatter and those who lived in the cities through the mold. Thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what was to say to her during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Marley, gaff hand frozen from the sleep as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because the industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. Havelock Log Entry 1. It has been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeeded in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass-produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Caudridge? And if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him an odds of 1 in 5. Oh, you jerk. Possessed whale oil. Did I say possessed whale oil? I don't even want to know. Oh, here's number 1 to the Gaffer's Tale. We were in number 2 first. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 1. Or, A Gaffer's Early Adventures. My sister Nina and I left Tivia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us in childhood. Leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold but beautiful white landscapes we'd always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tivian furs. Once I'd helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I've ever done, and saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew, and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me for a while, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever inspired my fear. Oh god, nothing had ever inspired my fear. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I don't read. Actually, I do read. I read a lot, but Nothing had ever fired my spirit so as the wind and pounding waves racing after a wounded whale being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I probably read that wrong because I didn't understand it. Oh, there is a thing. Whatever. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned. Tanned and sinewy and muscle, weather creases already wrinkling the corner of my eyes, but she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. Admiralty and the fleet, excerpt from a book on naval history. While each of the isles have some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Gristol, with its long, proud history of great ships and the admiral who command them. Boys come of age in the cities of Gristol hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who track down infamous pirates or crush seditious uprisings as during the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Gristol continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up to the deck and begin their butchering process, even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working in their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Rainhaven River, coming to the dock of one of the most powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the... It just got dark. It didn't actually get dark, but the lighting, just the sun kind of went off. You know what I'm talking about. Where was I? Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to the final resting place of the industrial heart of the capital city.
Log entry 1-4. Seems we've moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and has moved to the staging location. Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. And Mom. This is awful. Switch me the hell up.
Get with the technology, dude. Oh, well.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be advised, the river crust infestation has...
Mine? You must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready.
Thank
When
you.
they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Litany on the White Cliff, excerpt from a series of Overseer invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rad to those who stray from the herd. For the foggy gray wastes of the outsider, we will burn a bright fire with our righteous actions so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes and for places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubts. Why is there money in the bathroom? Oh, hey, look, here's volume 2. A Gaffer's Tale, vinyl 2. After more, I don't go into. Oh, I've read that one. I need number 3. The Shadow of Bitterleaf. Excerpt from a longer work of fiction. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise, esoteric patterns. Knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer until she turned her blank face toward me, resting the needle in his flesh. With a refined tone she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume. You too have been unfaithful, and now it is your turn to be mended. That's creepy. The Young Prince of Tivia. Excerpt from a theater play. Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, close so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tivian. Prince Calissa, moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan Bale, stammering, studied the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house. Go back to your frozen wasteland, pal rascal. Prince Kalsker, smiling coyly, reaching him. No need for anger between us, Lord Bale. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I've proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale, gasping. Oh my. Kalasar, your skin is so warm it burns. What? This way. Whoa.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Lady Emily Caldwell was abducted 6 months ago during her mother's terrible murder. Anyone with information leading to the location or return of the daughter of our beloved late Empress is required to speak to the City Watch at once.
Oh, I mean,
This is your room. It was chosen to give you privacy. I understand you'll need your rest.
Right. Bye, I guess.
I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
You're weird, Lydia.
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from sundown to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained when necessary.
Thank you, viewers, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was a very fun episode to record with the voices and all the book reading. It just, I don't know, it was more, it was kind of just, it's, what is it called? Just kind of voice acting, pretty much. Which I have no experience in, so I was just kind of messing around. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Helps me out, makes me very, very happy. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, please subscribe. I post daily video content. Next episode, we will be back with more Dishonored.